What is going on, YouTube? Kedadale00, you already know. We're back at it, folks. Today I want to learn one programming language. That's all I need. I'm going to learn JavaScript. End of discussion. Alright guys, as I said, Kedadale00. If you're new to the channel, welcome folks, welcome. And here on my channel, I'll talk about everything from just coding to, developing, designing, and just living life and just learning how to code. So if that's something that interests you, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Though that sounds like a good idea, guys, learning one programming language, that helps and hurt. So let me explain. When you're learning programming languages, I'm going to give best thing to do is give me as an example. So for me, when I first started learning code, obviously I jumped in. If anybody remember my story, I jumped into JavaScript, did a little PHP, did Ruby, Python. I just went a little bit of everywhere. And here's the thing: is when I first started, no one really told me. First of all, you gotta have HTML and CSS. That's the bare bones. You gotta have those. Thirdly, that's when you decide a programming language, which generally starts with about the fundamentals of JavaScript. So I didn't know those things. So I'm saying that to say it is okay to learn one programming language starting off, is because when you're learning that first programming language, it is critical to learn the key concepts, the basic fundamentals. Once you learn those, believe it or not, when you jump to these other languages, you start to see similarities. The only main difference is the syntax. Once you get a better understanding of the syntax and the whole process, whatever it may be, if it's ceremonial like Java, or it can be very simplistic and very straightforward and practical like Python. Regardless, it's easier to understand with a solid foundation. Alright, so this is where you could mess yourself up at, is if you stay stagnant in JavaScript and live in that world. So this is how that should work. After you learn the basic fundamentals, some key concepts, and then a bit of advanced concepts and best practices, that's when you entertain frameworks. Alright? So when you entertain frameworks, teaching React. That's like one of the main ones everyone is gonna point you to. Now that is okay, it is, but understand first of all, when you're in JavaScript, if you haven't noticed by now, we have a new framework every other day. So meaning, don't get too lost in all this. Yeah, stick with React. And the reason I say that is if you go in JavaScript and you're already in a framework, React is a good start. Though Vue, I'm hearing, is more user-friendly and more beginner-friendly. Granted, it doesn't matter, pick a framework, because that's the next point I want to mention. Understanding the fundamentals, the ecosystem of a framework is very essential. There's a lot of moving parts in there that you're probably still not going to know. And it's going to be very important for you to go out and look for those and figure out that information. Once you figure out that information, then you understand the whole purpose of a framework, which is obvious that it speeds up productivity. It helps put together and pretty much bundle up everything that is a grueling process. Whether it's web packing some JavaScript files, whether it's linting some files, regardless, if it's all of that by itself, that's a crapshoot. So that's where frameworks come into play. So once you learn one of these frameworks, now, just like I told you about the fundamentals of a programming language, now you know the fundamentals, the key concepts, best practices of frameworks. Now we can entertain a Flask, a Django from Python, or Laravel with PHP. So they're all the same. So JavaScript's React is the same as Python's Django. I would say React Native is probably close to Python's Flask. And Laravel is about the same as, I would say, probably Angular. So, and that's JavaScript's Angular. You see where I'm getting at here is when you learn one of these and you take the time to learn the important things, the fundamental things, you can bounce around and you're able to entertain other programming languages. Thus, it makes you more marketable and it doesn't leave you stagnated in that one programming language. And potential boredom or burnout, and now you get to spread your wings, and now you get to grow your worth. With that being said, the first programming language you should learn, I did mention JavaScript because mostly that's what's in your neck of the woods probably, but you need to start that first programming language being the one that is in your area where you can find employment. Do not waste your time, right? So after that, you've entertained that one, then you can eyeball the one or two others that are potentially fun for you, but they need to still be in your area as well. It's all about having fun with programming languages and all this good stuff and with coding in general, but you gotta make a little money too. Guys, so I rambled as always, but I hope that helped you out just to get an understanding of not just being stuck on one programming language. Get your fundamentals, the basics, and then some advanced concepts. Then you learn your framework, and when you bundle this all up, you're able to bounce around to different ones. It'll be a slow start only from the learning the syntax piece. Other than that, you'll know how the rest of it works. Alright guys, like I said, Ketadel00. Please like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, guys, keep coding.